Well, hello all. It is Wednesday. That's right. It is time for Hammer Away. Viking Stew here with you. We're moving on. We're rocking this new year. What do you feel about that? What's new, Viking Stew? That's what we're talking about tonight.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
So, I hope everybody's new year is off to a great start. I told everybody to bring their resolutions with them. I don't know if you do that. If you don't do that, you don't do that. You know what I do here, though, a lot of times is I turn on this light. Let's see if that'll work for me today. I got to find out where it is. Things have been pretty cool. Things have been moving along. Things have been snowy. It's cold and snowy here, and I love it. I want to continue, and it's like I said at one point, I don't want to wish away my life, but you know what? Right now, I could wish away a few months, but that's okay. I'll take them as they come. We got our favorite beverage with us tonight. Yours might be something a little bit more spicier than mine, but I'm going with a nice cold Fresca. Not the choice of champions all the time, but it is tonight. I just needed something to drink, something to wet the whistle, and I gotta enjoy that. Some days it's tough just to drink a little bit. So you gotta dump it down. So a lot of things to talk about, but we can move through it pretty quickly. Got a little bit of a unboxing to do with a little bit of something cute and a little bit of something really cool and rocking. So we'll talk about that. Something else. I hope you enjoyed, first of all, or next of all, shall I say. Next, I think I had a great time last week doing that cross rocks with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And the Judas Priest song titles and albums. So we'll continue to do those. I think I have so much fun putting them together and look forward to doing more. And as we grow in 2025 here on Hammer Away, I hope you grow to really, really dig those. And I've got some other things in mind too. I just had, of course, I've always talked about doing the cooking thing. I almost did that today. I almost tested something today, but I didn't get around to that. And that's okay. It's been an interesting 3 days. So we had our winter break that ended, and we were supposed to go back on Monday, but well, boom, thunder, sleet, and snow. I don't know how many times you've ever experienced thunder, sleet, thunder, snow. It is far out. It was cool. It was great to be here for it. It shook the house. I was downstairs, went upstairs, and just as I got up there and I'm kind of hanging tight for a few minutes, all of a sudden this rumble just comes up, and I'm like, is that it? It was like a train just went by. They usually say train about a tornado, but this was a rocking bit of thunder, man. I loved it. I always say that's my fault. We were supposed to have a gig on Saturday. Edge of Blue was supposed to be playing out at Sooners on Main in St. Charles, but that went by the wayside as early as Friday night because of as early as Friday night due to the impending weather that was going to be coming. Because you got to realize, what really stinks is sometimes you have to give up those gigs or things have to be canceled for everybody's safety because as far as that gig was concerned, I'm pretty close. But my drummer lives a ways away from there. So he was going to have to be driving late at night. Now, we had an option of starting a little early if we wanted. But still it's unpredictable. And yeah, we're going to get there early, which also 2 hours earlier meant we were there in the late afternoon. And then you're going to have to set up for a while. You get that set up, you play for 4 hours, well, 3.5, but in a 4-hour period. Then you got like anywhere from, our band is pretty quick. I try to do things quickly. You want to do that because the venue is counting on you getting out so they can go home, because they're already, packing things up by the time you're finished, and they scoot everybody out the door, and then they're ready to finish up, clean up, pay you, get the hell out, right? So we're always in a rush to do that, just because by by then I've worked my ass off anyway on stage all night. So it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot of work. You've spent a while setting up, now you got to do the gig, and now you got to break it down and take it out. So we hustle out of there in about an hour, but then, if you've got 45 minutes to go from there, so that's like a 2-hour thing after the gig. So it's not like you just, okay, I'm done, boop, and you're out and you're gone. So to keep everybody safe, we thought it best to just try to find another date. So there you go. That's the long and the long of it. Um, so um, so that got canceled. So we're looking forward to the next one, and we look forward to getting out there to Tuners too, because it's a great place to play. Great people out there, and we love working with Holly, and it's just it's a great place to go. Check it out. Yeah, great bands there, and like I say, great group of people. It's kind of like it's kind of, I don't know. It's just one of those places that a lot of people regularly go and hang out. So it's a neat little pub. Check it out. Tuners on Main, St. Charles. Um, then I got to talk with a couple of my favorite musicians yesterday and today. Yesterday I talked with Mike Floros, and he is a guitar player and lead gentleman in Steel City. If you haven't heard them yet, do yourself a favor. In fact, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break right now and do this unboxing. So I got me package today, and first of all, something cute. I had to get this. It is, they are some like microfiber towels. I got that for my dog. There should be 2 of them in there. Yeah, there's like a cinnamon colored one and a gray one. So it's got a little paw in there with that's their logo. But then all this stuff, it just kills me when they have to put warning stickers on everything. Warning: to avoid danger of suffocation, keep the plastic bag away from babies and children. Of course, we adults can't choke on bags. Do not use this bag in cribs. Wow. Beds, carriages, or playpens. This bag is not a toy. I shouldn't laugh. That's not, it's one of those things where you're just like, are you serious? You have to tell people that. That's all right. It's all right. Right? Okay. So anyway, but that's great. I can't wait to open those up and use those. My pup loves her towel time when she comes in from being outside. And yay, Menards. Not like some Menards rebate money. I love it. You get to go in and just, it's like a bank account. Here we go. Look at this. There we go. Mike Floros, I told you, Steel City. They have a brand new record out, and it is called Reverence. Let me see if I can get the best look at it. There you go. It's called Reverence. I love the cover. And I love the album. It's like I told him, he's hit another home run. Now, this one's a little different because it's on Frontiers. And that was a kind of a long time coming, maybe. But it was something that they were working on, and got in the door there, and really knocked it out of the park again. This album is fantastic. I told him yesterday or a couple days ago that I had ordered a copy, and that I was already on my 3rd time listening. Now, this isn't like, oh, I mean, it's new, it's brand new, still, and but it took me a little bit of time to get to it because, like I told you, I'm in the midst of the war to end all wars, and it's really coming along, folks. So everything is moving along. So, but I've been tied up with that and just not thinking about it. So So I was like, well, I need to support my brother and the band. So there you go. There's the inside view right there. Steel City. Now, Mike and I met um, years ago in 2017 when we both played at Rockin' Skull. So we were discussing one of the songs on here yesterday because we have both written a song because of the theme of the second Rock and Skull that I attended with Rockman. Um, he They had a kind of the theme of either you're in or you're in the way. So I told the band, I said, let's write a song. Let's do an original tune that's got that in it. So we did Runaway Train. I wrote that and we played it there. And it has the line, you're either in or in the way. Now, since then, in very recent years, Ozzy has that new tune out where he says the same thing. Now, there's also a lyric in here. And the one, the line that he remembers hearing it spoken by John Kivel, um, who I spoke to quite a bit back in that time for Kivel Records. He's got a whole bunch of different bands that were on there. One of my favorites is Tango Down. We've had the drummer from Tango Down on the show before. Um, and so anyway, but yeah, check them out. Um, but yeah, they've been doing some cool shows and having a good time and rocking out. So this new album is really good. So they had Fortress, Mach 2, and now Reverence. So check it out. Check it out. So let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. My background is weird. Where did I get that background? That's strange. That's not the one that I was planning to have. Jim is not here today. That's kind of weird. So I don't know what that is. Let me see here. See if I can let's see if we can be smart about this and change it. Let's just do that. Let's do it in mid chat here. I'll tell you what, let's just go with that. That's fun. So anyway, checking in with Salvatore. What's up? How are you, man? I've been hoping to catch you out on Rocket League for a little bit here. We should play a little bit tonight. Unfortunately, it looks like fortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately, it looks like we'll be going to work tomorrow. Had the, like I say, snow day on Monday, then one yesterday, and then they still considered the roads not good. So got another one today. I am a thirsty fool. Um, Now, as far as the Funko Pops are concerned, I have a mild, I dig them. It's not like I'm like, ooh, I got to get that, got to get that, got to get that. There's moments where I'm like, I really don't need that. I really don't need that. Ooh, that looks cool, but I really don't need that. Or, ooh, it's on sale, like a super sale. So I pick it up sometimes if it's on a super sale. Um, and then sometimes I get them as gifts. Now I have one up there. I don't know if I've ever talked about that. I think I probably have. There's one. It's one of these right up here. Is Avatar. Well, I got that for my son, and he's like, I'm not really super into Funko Pop, and I go, okay, well, I'll super keep it. So I did, and I have a Korra one up there because I really enjoyed Korra as well. So that was pretty cool. And you'll notice I'm still on December here. I got to get my a new calendar up. I'm behind. Like I say, war to end all wars, but things are coming along so well. Got the new faucet today, and some new liners for the cabinets, so that's cool. Still making some decisions, and still am waiting on the countertops. But as far as the Funkos are concerned, while I was on vacation, they sent me a thing that told me, hey, they got a big sale going on. So I got a list of some coming. So we'll have a big unboxing for that. I do have some more. I did go ahead and I will say I invested in some more of my favorites. Iron Maiden. So I love this one from Live After Death. This is one of my all-time favorites. This is one of those that's like, I'm certain I have it. It's got to be back here somewhere where I have my favorite Thor figure. And oh yeah, there he is, right there. And I just really dig this artwork. And when I say artwork, it comes from a drawing originally, but I just love this. It's part of the Infinity um, setup that they did with the games. Now, I never got into Infinity, didn't get into any of that, but man, I just love the look of this. Just really cool. I love, I love to do art. Working on some stuff for family right now, and it's a lot of fun. So, but as far as a Funko though, I did order up some of the new Iron Maiden stuff because there's a few in there that really, really spoke to me. One of them is based on the Legacy of the Beast comic book, the graphic novel stuff, um, and because it's him as the power slave character, but he's got the blades in his hands, just like in the new comic book series. So that was pretty cool. So I wanted to get that. Then next, I want to say that this year I'm looking forward to adding cooking to the show. I've been doing. It's been tough lately to do anything like that because the kitchen is it's not the way it was, and it isn't the way it's going to be. It's right in the middle. It's like when I was growing this, and I was a tweener, and that sucked. I think I told you about that. So it's that same kind of thing. Right now, my kitchen is a tweener, and there's all right. I'm lying. I could do something up there, and maybe we will. If you guys think that I should do that, let me know. Just tell me. Bring it on. Just say I want to see you do it. Um, I could make something up there. I have organized myself a bit up there, and we are for the most part out of the sanding, so there's not all this dust all over the place. God forbid, because the new cabinets are in. So, and I've got a big move that I'm going to do down here in the basement. So, yeah. So anyway, but so anyway, let me know though. It's kind of like the records, I got a stack of records that I've got to get put in back here. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll have the camera set up and I'll figure that out. And as I do the input of the new vinyl in with the old collection, then then you guys can join me for that. I've done it before, I think, but I just want to know that you guys enjoy that if I'm talking about the vinyl and stuff like that. So let me know. Let me know. Man, I'm excited about this Steel City. It sounds great. What I did was I just made a playlist in Spotify that has all the albums right there. So check them out. It's a great um, arena rock band, and it's fun. It's fun stuff. I don't know. I get into a kick and I can just sit there and let it loop. If it would let me do that in Spotify, I would do it. Um, let's see. Then something else I want to do this year. There are some people that I'd really love to talk to. Of course, there's so many people I want to talk to. I was talking with a neighbor the other day, and they were mentioning a connection that's there within the family, and I was like, well, absolutely, I'd love to talk to that person. So if there's somebody you would like to see me interviewed, let me know. Send me a note. You can email. I'll put the email out there. You can send me a note there. I'm probably asking for trouble here because God knows you'll get inundated, right? But it's the way it is. That's what happens. So, but if you have any ideas, just get a hold of me here, and I will answer as best I can, and move forward with some of your requests. And so let's see. Also, there are some bands that I want to talk to, like I've talked about this band. I'm gonna start popping up some of these things because I'm going to read this stuff because I downloaded some information. It's been tough to find out information about a certain band that I'm into. And and I did bring up some photos. So let's go in here and see if we can get to those and I can show you what I'm talking about. So I've mentioned this band, um, and the name of the band is Fancy. Now here's the photo. Oh, the one thing I did not download. Let me check here real quick. I'm sorry. Is let's go to Judas Priest. Um, mm, mm, mm. um, let's go in here and let's go to Hellbent for Leather. You have to go to Hellbent for Leather or Killing Machine because, and it's listed on Discogs as Killing Machine. They don't have it listed as Hellbent for Leather. They probably do down below as you scroll through. But it was, uh, let's see here. Let's go to the cover, and then here we go. All right. You can't go to the one prior, which was Stained Class, because of the fact that it doesn't have any photos on. It doesn't have photos on the cover, um, and I'm not sure that there was one. And I'm gonna, it's funny too because these days I feel like just calling it Killing Machine instead of Hellbent for Leather, just to be genuine. But you wonder also at the same time if you're sounding really pretentious. Well, it's Killing Machine. It was originally Killing Machine. Yeah, but it's not killing. It wasn't Killing Machine here, and I don't know. So anyway, back. Okay. So what I'm going to do is let's back up to this and we'll save this one. This is kind of crappy. This is a photograph of it. So it looks kind of bad, but it doesn't matter. We don't care, right? And we're going to do front. All right, here we go. All right. So let's get back to where we are here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this information together because it's very small print. On these photos that I got. So I want to read it and go through it, and I want to give you guys a correct history of it. Because I've spent my life wondering what it, let's see, this one and this one. All right. Spent my life wondering about this band and how it got started, who was in it. How is it that I have a single from 1974 of Wild Thing, their cover and title track to their album Wild Thing? And then on the flip side is their signature song Fancy, but a different singer. So let's take a look here. So if you look at this picture right here in the middle, you'll see the lead vocalist, and behind her is Les Binks. This is the photo that I saw, and I was like, whoop, wait a minute. That is Les Binks, I'll guarantee you. Well, it is. And here's Killing Machine by Judas Priest. And then here's the back cover. Now, if you look all the way over there to the left, you'll see Les Binks. So there's some other pictures of Judas Priest with Les Binks right there. He looks like a country drummer. He's got this kind of cowboy shirt on. It's kind of interesting. Um, and I believe that was the first album that was produced. No, this was the second one that was produced by James Guthrie, I believe. Uh, Same thing, because that was the same thing with Stained Class right before it. So let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's back this up to take a look at Stained Class because I think that is correct. Engineer Ken Thomas. Yeah, James Guthrie did both of those albums because the album before that, Sin After Sin, was produced by Roger Glover and had Simon Phillips on drums. So there you go. So anyway, they've recently put out this album that it's done the regular thing where the cover doesn't show up. You gotta love that, right? Um, I put in a whole bunch of these, and let's see here. Well, maybe it did show up, but let's take a look. Nope, close that. Where's the one with the complete recordings? Well, that's the back of it. Boy, it's doing me dirty. All right, let's see what we got here. I gotta find the front of it. Mm-hmm. Uh, where is it? That is so strange. I just love when it does this. There it is. Open. Stupid thing. All right. So here we go. This is something that I recently saw. Fancy, the complete recordings. Okay. So here they have 3 albums. This is what gets confusing to me because you'll notice in a minute, I'll show you the CD that I found more recently. Um, so this has 3 albums on it, and this is what they are. It says it's got Wild Thing, Something to Remember, and then it has um, Let's Go On Somewhere. Okay. So what those are is no, not that one. That's the single. There it is. So it's this album, Wild Thing, okay, with Something to Remember and Let's Go On Somewhere. All right. Not recorded at the Whiskey A Go Go. That's what's funny about it. It's here it is. So it's Ronnie Scott's Club, Soho, London, on the 26th of June in 1975. All right. And it includes it's got the tour song, She's Riding the Rock Machine, Everybody's Crying Mercy, I Was Made to Love Him, Love for Sale. And then it has a radio interview on WLYX in Memphis from December of 74. So you can see it's Annie Kavanaugh, Ray Fenwick, Mo Foster, and Les Binks. Joe Partridge is a guest musician who played at the gig on guitar and talkbox. So produced by Mo Foster and Ray Fenwick. So there you go. Ray Fenwick was the guitarist and a vocalist. So those albums are on there. Now, years ago, I saw this album. Okay, it's 2 albums. It's Wild Thing and an album called Turns You On. All right. So then it has those 2 albums, which is Wild Thing, Love for Sale, Move On, I Don't Need Your Love, One Night, Touch Me. You can see all these. US Surprise, Between the Devil and Me, I'm a Woman, Feel Good, Fancy. There you go. She's Riding the Rock Machine, I Was Made to Love Him. You've Been in Love Too Long. Something to Remember, Everybody Crying Mercy, the tour song, Stop, Music Maker, and Bluebird. So do yourself a favor, though. Check this out. This was released on Angel Air, and it's the music is. I enjoyed it. I was kind of, but you can see how small this text is here. So I'll get that together, and then we'll talk about them next time on the show. Okay, because I've got all of this, so I'll be reading through all of this stuff. But no, look here. Here's the singer, and it's got these 3 gentlemen. There's one here in the darkness here as well. So I'm like, wait a minute, was that the band before? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's just the way it was. But Les Binks was the ladies' man there. So anyway, lots of information. So I'll get that together and we'll talk about Fancy. The last thing I'll show you before we wrap this up is here's the single from, you'll notice it's 1973 on Atlantic Records. The Chip Taylor, of course, was the original writer for Wild Thing, done by the Trogs, and tons of other people. And here's the back, written by Mike Hurst. All right, Fancy. All right. So that's the producer. So it was written by him, I guess, for the band, or just was a song that he did that he had written. So that these are things I'm going to be learning and passing on to you. So this is not the single that I have. The single I have looks like this on Big Tree Records, which is an affiliate. It's a label from Atlantic Records. Um, so you'll see down here at the very bottom, it's a year later, 1974, and it's on Atlantic. It says Atlantic there. So Big Tree Records, an Atlantic label. So this is what mine looks like. 256. So that's interesting. Fancy and fancy. Oh, that's interesting. No, that's Wild Thing. Okay, I'm sorry. So 233 though it says on this one. This one says it's 238. This one says 256. This one says 245. Wow, little difference there. Looks like I got the better one. The later one is the better one. So yeah, dude, check out Fancy, see what you think. You may hate it. I don't know. I've got a nostalgic thing with it. So, Lance Jennings, what's up? Hello, everyone. Support Stu by tapping the like button and subscribe. Please do that. That'd be great. I'm going to look forward to so much this coming year that we'll be doing here. And here's a little news. Happy birthday to the late David Bowie today. Who else was today? And Elvis. Wow. Elvis and David. I do remember that, I do believe. Let's get this thing off of the screen here now. And we can get wrapped up. But also, it was just a couple of days ago, Lance threw me the information about Schoolhouse Rock, that it started up in, what was that, 75, 74? I'm at a loss real quick now about it. But yeah, I love Schoolhouse Rock. I still love it today. I think it's just as good today as it used to be. And I think when I say it's just as good, I don't mean I love watching it. I love listening to it. It's not a me thing. It's still just as viable these days as it was back then, because it's a good, simple way for people to learn it through music. And if you don't understand that, just watch Cheers. Albania. So there are still things I know about Albania because of that show. But interesting stuff though. So just keep your eye on that. Now, one last thing I will do here is I did have, you know, also I wonder if I can get this in here real quick. Let's see if I can get this. And because I want to check this out with you guys a little bit. I'll probably get, well, I can't get any trouble with it because I'm not monetized. I'm not worried about it right now. But let's see if we can find this in here. All right, it should be. It has this weird spot where it keeps downloading everything that I get. But I thought for fun, speaking of fancy, I thought I would check this out with you because I haven't watched it yet. And I'm going to see if we can get it in here. Wow, this is taking a second to load up. What is going on? Come on now. Thank you. All right, so let's get down here to this strange place where it keeps downloading all my stuff. And let us get to, what was that? There it is. All right, let's see if it'll come in, and then we can watch a little bit of this together. It's a Top of the Pops video, and it's Fancy doing Wild Thing. So let's see if it'll come in here. It's taking a second. Should work fine. But yeah, I'll continue to remember to let me know if there's something you want me to cover and talk about. The next Cross Rocks that I think we're going to do is Silver Screen. Music and the Silver Screen. Okay, that's enough of that. But go out there and check that out. First of all, check it out because the drummer doesn't seem to be right on the mark. I don't know what's going on there, but you can see that's not Les Binks. So that was kind of wild, very wild. So, hey, Kurt, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Um, so yeah, I'll keep you up to date, Kurt, about when we're going to be playing out again. So, but yeah, I was just I was keeping a close look on the drummer. I'm like, wow, because I know that song. I've been listening to that since I was a kid, right? I was 10 years old when I was 9 when it came out, and then 10 when we got that single. And it's just hilarious. I'm just like, okay, here comes oh, and he missed it. Oh man, and that's a sad thing when you realize how easy that song is. It's like and then he's not even hitting the drum, just waiting for it. That's cruel. I'm bad. Now, I talked with my buddy Brian Chappell today from Divine Sorrow, and had a great discussion with him. I guess he put a post out there recently about um, playing original music versus cover music, and I guess there was some people that took took offense to all that, but I don't know. It is what it is. Just remember, here's a little lesson that we all need to learn. Um, I get it. Some people, get out. We all do it. I mean, at some point, everybody pokes at somebody, right? Don't act like you don't do it. Don't act like you don't ever, pull a jolly riff on somebody. Everybody does it at some point in time, whether you mean to do it or, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Nonetheless, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was talking with Brian today about, opening up for them sometime. Um, Even though our styles are a little different, but it's still rock and roll, and I think we have a great product. I think it's a great product to bring out, and as long as we're all just having fun, that's kind of the thing that we were discussing today, is about working together as opposed to having solidarity as bands and not having the competition BS, because that shit just it's no good for anybody. The only person with whom you have to compete is yourself. It goes back to what I mentioned this to Brian today. If you have a band and you're saying, well, what if I book a gig and then this big band, that's popular in the area, then all of a sudden they book a gig the same night. Nobody's coming to my gig. Well, somebody's going to be at your gig, because I'll tell you what, if they're friends of yours, they're going to be at your gig, right? And that doesn't mean that the people who don't come to your gig aren't your friends. That's not what I'm saying. But people are going to come to your gig. Now, a lot of those popular bands, there's a lot of people that don't go to see those bands. So they'll come to your gig. But the main thing to remember is stop whining and stop trying to compete with everybody else. Compete with yourself to make your show better, right? That's what you need to do. If you got a band, make it something that I want to go see. Make it something you'd want to go see. And if they're not if you don't think they're going to show up to your gig, it's because you're not doing what the other band does that draws people in. Now, if you're not willing to do the things that the other band does to draw people in, again, don't bitch about it. Just understand that's just the way it is. I feel that we have a great band and we have a great list of songs and that we play, and I think we do them really well, and we have a lot of fun, and I push my limits and all this other stuff, right? And I think that's great. But there's more that I could do. Um, and I really would love to get together with other bands and do shows together. Um, so I don't know. That would seem to make the best sense to me. Um, like I say, none of us are better than anyone else. The only person that we can ever be better than is ourselves. We can grow to be better. And part of that is not bitching and moaning. I used to play, Kurt says, the electric keyboard in my dad's country band in the 80s. I've heard country bands are a lot of fun to play in. That's poor grammar, but I've heard that it is. I enjoyed playing out very much. It was so much fun. I like to see everyone having a good time and dancing, getting silly. Absolutely, man. There's nothing like it. I agree with Gene Simmons when I don't agree with everything Gene says, but I do agree with him when it comes down to, if you're telling me you're going out there because of the art of it, oh, I'm an artist. I like to, no, for guys, for the main part, we're doing it because the women love it, and we love that reaction, and it's just a part of it. It's just something, to go, well, I just love being up there and being an artist. Okay, I don't fully believe it at any time. Do I fully believe that? Um, it seems like, and also it seems like sometimes those who think that that's what they're doing are the ones who are the most crabby. They don't seem to have a lot of fun. Or in tragic ways, they're the ones that end up dead too soon, you know, which is another big sad thing about the whole thing. So, so anyway, I don't know. But if you're doing a band, do yourself a favor. Always have a business meeting before you get started. Always. But do yourself a favor and just be better. And here's ultimately the point. Again, I think I may have said this already, but when somebody is doing the poking, just having some fun with a certain situation because it's not what they are into, so they do it their way, you do it your way. Is there anything wrong with that? Nope. And what do you do when you start bitching at the person who's maybe taking a light take on what you do? When it original music to cover music, each of them have their own weight and their own importance, right? Especially as a band member, they have their own importance. If it's my if it's if it's my goal to play original music, then play original music. And anybody over in this chair next to me wants to play cover music, and that's what they want to do, and then so be it. You do that. Do it as best as you can. I'm not saying you're going to be that all of us are going to be the best musicians, but if you're up there having fun and you believe in what you're doing and somebody sees merit in that, they're going to rehire you. If there are people that are going to show up because they dig the original music that another band is going to give, that's great. That's fantastic too. The worst thing you could do is, whether sitting in whichever chair, is if one throws a pokey little at the other, the worst thing you can do is start bitching about it. Because if you're bitching about it, there's two things that are happening. People are seeing your agenda, and number two, you're giving them the power. So you've become the monkey in that case. And you're like, geek, 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 I'm so upset. Oh, you made me feel bad. Nobody makes anybody feel anyway. That's up to you, and that's your decision. That's how that works. You take on whatever they say, and it's just, especially if you're an adult, go back to when you were a kid, and 10 to 1, your parents said, "What? Who said what?" And well, they said this and that made me feel bad. Well, are you that? Well, no. Okay. Then stop giving them the power and stop being a monkey that goes, eek, eek, I'll believe anything you say. I get it. We think that they're going to tarnish our reputation or something like that. But ultimately, there's a ton of people out there that know that's not what you are. Okay. And by stepping back and just going, okay, I guess if that's what you want to do, you make the choice. You either jump in and give them the power, or you just continue with what you're doing and don't worry about it. You know, just take it and step away, whatever. So anyway, that's the long of it again. So, all right, guys, I'll let you get to it. And I will be back shortly on Go Game Go at 7:00. So look forward to I might have an interview next week. There's plenty of people to talk to. And things are slowing down with the war to end all wars. So they'll be evening out and things will be getting even cooler here on Hammer Away in 2025. So with that, prepare yourselves for a wonderful evening. I hope everything goes well for you. I hope you've had a great day today. Like and subscribe to here at Hammer Away. I would really appreciate it. And it's all going to be the things that we can do in the future and continue to get better and grow here at Hammer Away and do the cool shit. So keep it up, folks. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you back here at 7:00. And we'll talk some more fancy later. Enjoy fancy and Steel City. Take care, folks.
Can you dig it?